Well, here we have it. New Jersey real estate investor and online influencer charged with multi-million-dollar investment fraud scheme. This is directly from the U.S. Attorney's Office District of New Jersey. So I want to go through this statement that they released 2 days ago. Yes, I'm just getting around to it. Press release Wednesday, October 18th, 2023 for immediate release. All right, out of Newark, New Jersey. A New Jersey real estate investor and influencer was arrested today for committing a multi-million-dollar Ponzi-like investment fraud scheme, U.S. Attorney Philip R. Selinger announced. Cesar Humberto Pina, 45, of Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, is charged by complaint with one count of wire fraud. He appeared, I think that's supposed to be he appeared, before U.S. Magistrate Judge Edward Keelan, Newark Federal Court, and was released. I'm not sure what happened to the vowels here. Was released on $1 million secured bond with electronic monitoring. All right, they even have a pull quote. Let's check out the pull quote. As alleged in the complaint, and I'm going to do a separate video on that complaint. As alleged in the complaint, Pena exploited celebrity status in social media to develop a devoted following of potential victims. Promising returns that were too good to be true, Pena allegedly defrauded dozens of people of millions of dollars. Our office is committed to protecting the public from these schemes and prosecuting those who lie to investors for their own personal gain. And this is from the U.S. Attorney. All right, let's see what they're actually saying in this press release. Investment fraud is simply a crime of greed. U.S. Postal Inspector in charge, Christopher A. Nielsen of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, Philadelphia Division, said, in this case, Cesar Pina allegedly solicited dozens of individuals to provide him with millions of dollars to purchase and invest in residential properties. However, instead of sharing the profits, he defrauded his investors in a Ponzi scheme. Postal inspectors will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to combat financial fraud and protect the American people. Plain and simple, the defendant ran a fraudulent scheme. They falsely represented the nature of their business and lied about potential investment returns to bilk unsuspecting victims out of millions, Tammy Tomlins, special agent in charge of IRS Criminal Investigation Newark Field Office, said. Today's arrest highlights IRS criminal investigation and our law enforcement partners' commitment to investigate and prosecute unlawful behavior. We allege Pena offered a ridiculously high rate of return to investors, then took the millions he got and invested it in himself. He invested it all right. FBI Newark Special Agent in Charge, Dame James E. Dennehy, said, history has proven time and again Ponzi schemes don't work. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow eventually runs out. Investors, take note. It's your money. Don't let them steal it. According to documents filed in this case and statements made in court, Pena partnered with a celebrity disc jockey and radio personality to conduct real estate seminars around the country. Through these seminars, self-promotional efforts, and other marketing strategies, Pena developed a significant social media following. Starting in 2017, Pena began accepting investments from victim investors for the alleged purchase, remodel, and sale of specific real estate projects in New Jersey and other states. To induce his victims, Pena often promised 20 to 40% returns on investment within 5 months. But instead of using victims' investments as promised, Pena engaged in a Ponzi-like scheme by commingling victim money using new victim investments to pay off prior victims and spending victim funds on personal expenditures. The investigation has revealed that Pena defrauded dozens of investors of millions of dollars. The charge of wire fraud carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000, or twice the gross amount of any pecuniary gain that any persons derived from the offense or any pecuniary loss sustained by any victims of the offense, whichever is greatest. U.S. Attorney Selinger credits, and you can see all of the people who were involved with this case. The government is represented by AUSA, and you see the attorneys there. The charges and allegations contained in the complaint are merely accusations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. So for months now, this has been going on. There have been all of this conversation on social media about this. And so now we're finally seeing some charges filed and the arrest this week of Cesar Pina. So I know some of you are probably saying, and others are going to be arrested too. But here's the thing I want you to remember about this, and that is, you all know the rule. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And I don't know all of the details of what he was promising. I'm going to be looking at this complaint in another video, hopefully tonight, maybe as I have my dinner. I'm going to be breaking down this complaint to see exactly what he was saying, what he was doing, and maybe even how he was commingling funds. I want to take a look at all of that and break that down. But back to the rule. If it is too good to be true, it probably is. And in this case, the DOJ is saying, hey, he was saying he could give returns as high as 25 to 40%. That is really high. That is really high. And then on the other side, so you have, these high numbers that he's saying he's going to give people back. Then on the other side, it's the commingling of funds. It's, hey, I'm not even really investing the funds. I'm really just going out and investing in me. And then the third thing is, okay, well, the returns aren't really coming in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this previous money, the new money that I have coming in to pay the prior people. I said that backwards, but the new money coming in to pay like the, I really feel like I need to start over here. New money coming in is going to pay all of the people who have been hanging around for a while. And so as they move on and become old people, then you got to keep the new people coming in. You got to have this fresh supply of new people coming in and bringing money, because how else are you going to pay these people over here? Because we know that you aren't bringing in the 25 to 40% return. So that is what the government is alleging in this case. Now, to the extent that there were other people that they, notice that they didn't specifically put another name out there. They actually said, let me go back to it before I wrap this up. What they actually said was, they said like a DJ. They didn't say a person's name. Let's go down here. Let me see. It says Pina partner. Now, if you remember me talking in another video about partnerships and business affiliations and getting involved with other people and not vetting them, okay? And what does partner really mean? It may mean one thing to you and the person that you're working with, but to the outside world, it may look like a true partnership. Once you're up there on videos together and promoting things together, people outside are saying, oh, you were partners, remember? And then you use the word a couple of times. So that's what they're going to be looking at. But look at this. The government doesn't use a specific name in there, but we kind of know who the government is probably talking about, right? It says Pina partnered with a celebrity disc jockey and radio personality to conduct real estate seminars around the country. There you go. And I think most of you can figure out who they're talking about. There we have it, that 20 to 45% return. And then the maximum penalty for wire fraud is 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. And then, of course, there's this information about the gain. And I think in most cases, people are just sort of like, can you give me back my money? Can you give me back my money? I just want my money back, And then other people are saying, hey, yeah, I want to see you do time. If you did, in fact, do these things that are being alleged and you are found guilty, or if there's a plea deal, some people want to see more with that. So that's it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so we can continue to talk about how this case develops, and peace.